partnership, possibilities, play. Words that define the very essence of the Babatunde Raji Fashola Corporate Challenge, the first of its kind designed by the governor of Nigeria's economic capital, Lagos State, Sportvision and AstroTurf 2000 to bring together corporate organizations who share the state's government's vision for a mega city status. Football, the biggest unifying factor in Nigeria, and Governor Fashola's favorite sport, was used as the vehicle. The atmosphere was sporting and devoid of red tapes as some of Nigeria's biggest corporate players spread across different sectors of the nation's economy came together to explore possibilities in a convivial arena. Guaranty Trust Bank, Oando, ARM, National Sports Lottery, Lactec, Lekki Concession Company, Hightech, South Energix, Lassa, Cisco, Ibero Group and Interswitch, among others, engaged one another on the beautiful AstroTurf in five-a-side contest, just as smart executives from the organizations present were networking at the VIP lounge, exploiting to the fullest the core idea behind the BRFCC initiative. Governor Fashola arrived just before the first match of the day. His arrival was greeted with loud ovation by the appreciative crowd. The opening match between ARM led by Managing Director Deji Omotosho and National Sports Lottery captained by the company's chairman Odunlami Koladaisi ended goalless, but the second match of the day was a high-scoring encounter that saw Cisco defeating oil and gas giants Oando, who had Deputy Group Managing Director Mufeboyo in goal by 4-0.
Sometime free kick quickly taken by number 8 Kunle. Ball to Kunle again, locating number 6, and they are looking dangerous from number 6. And goal number 1. Goal number 1 to Cisco coming from number 6.
Terrific finish through the legs of the goalkeeper. That was very, very well taken by Morax. Morax with the first goal for Cisco.
Number 14. Now what do we do? The scorer of the goal. Can it be on? Goal number 2. Mohawk getting
and
the
just
second
like that
goal.
In the flash, Morax makes it 2. It definitely looks like Cisco are the better prepared team, but you never can tell. Football is a funny game. Oando might have something to say about this. It's Cisco 2, Oando 0.
Beautiful play. Look at that from this player. And in by the goalkeeper.
Well, it will appear that it was a game over. That is the third goal for Cisco, scored by number 21, Bola. So 2 for Morax, 1 for Bola. Cisco are blowing Oando out of town.
Thought that the Super Eagles the only team to get 18 and in the net, and goal number 4 from Richard.
That's 4-0.
Goal number 4.
That's 4-0, 2 from Morax, 1 from Bola, and now 1 from Richard. Definitely no way back. Game over. Game set and match to Cisco, definitely.
The governor hardly had time to settle before he took to the field, leading a team made up of top government functionaries and former Nigerian internationals to a 1-0 win over Guaranty Trust Bank, who were led by non-playing captain Tayo Aderiokun, the managing director, chief executive of the bank. All just 90 African Cup of Nations hero Friday Alao scored the only goal of the match.
Far end and Elastic Alao with the ball now, and this be and goal number 1. Goal number 1. Look at that cannon from Alao.
It be like say Friday Alao vex, so because I tell say no elastic again, not sure say they elastic. That was a terrific goal by Friday Alao.
Interswitch then took on Ibero American Group, and the team nicknamed ATM Boys defeated the Expatriates by 2-0.
Do it right just the first time and always. TQM and in the net.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the fastest goal in this competition. Make some noise. No team number. What is the number? What that guy? What's his number?
Initiating attack from the right side, and this player looking good, looking wrong. Into the Yeah.
I beg.
Some people spend their lives looking for the right answers. We believe success is about asking the right questions. The what? The how? The where? Sometimes, why? And ultimately, why not? That's how we at Guarantee Trust Bank unlock opportunities that others never knew existed. Heights previously unimagined. Successes that are truly extraordinary by questioning everything until we find the perfect answers. So here's a little question for you. Wouldn't you rather bank with us?
Lekki Concession Company, we see more than a road. LCC, working together, we will make the difference.
This NSFPOS terminal don't change my levels. For my business, I know they carry cash again. Even my customers, they know they use cash again. NSA terminals, they help to make Nigeria cashless. This go change the way we go to do business forever. You fit to play lottery, you fit to buy airtime, even sell, pay for goods, and plenty other things. Business just they move fast. My sister, don't worry. NSFPOS terminal strong well. Now weather.
Change, powered by NSL. Now levels don't change. Oh, NSL, a passion for changing lives.
To the second round of matches we go, and Oando simply must win to retain their slim hope of making the final. But you perhaps need more than luck to win lotteries, so it proved against the National Sport Lottery, who outplayed them by 3-0.
The match is on the way. Oando up against. Oh, great move! What a goal! NS. What a cracking goal!
Doing something great, and look at that. Good play through number 14. And make now the score of the goal. And can it be a goal number 2? Goal number 2. To the rescue there, and can this give goal number 3? And goalkeeper did well, and is in the net. Finally in the net by number 11. They have really taken.
ARM had drawn their first match, GTB lost theirs. Both needed maximum points to stay in touch, but it was ARM who saw off the Orange Boys by 2 goals.
And a shot in the net. In the net, goal number 1. ARM LCC in the lead in the first half of this game. GTB down by I think they are guaranteed. And a shot. And another goal. Oh, look at that thunder. Look at that thunder.
Team BRF bounced with confidence onto the pitch, smarting from their opening game victory, and a win will see them into the final. But the multinational team of Ibero-American Group had other ideas. They only allowed Team BRF the luxury of 1 goal and pumped 4 into the governor's net.
Roga, but lost it. Can it be the goal? And goal number 1. Look at that. Beautiful goal from the Ibero-American. Back to allow to the governor, but also the his marker and locating Ibro with the ball, good pass, and look at that set play and a shot. That was very close.
Beautiful one-touch football by Team BRF, but they just couldn't find the finish. The governor's shot narrowly past the post.
One good thing about the governor is the way he makes use of both legs. That shot was taken from his left leg and goal number 2.
Terrific goal. The keeper didn't move. The keeper didn't move. Opened them up beautifully.
These Moyanos muchachos, they are
Shot
doing
across.
something.
Is that a yellow card? Oh, wonderful goal! And it's 3-0 against Team BRF. Whoa! That's a terrific goal.
Oh, these Moyanos muchachos, Brutos, they are doing something fantastic here. But I tell you, the BRF is not over yet. Remember, they have already won the first game, and you never know what could happen. I think we still have some time.
Friday Alao trying to fire that, but it was blocked.
And they are still looking good. Goal number 3 is going to be, oh, look at that. And although they're still responding well. Oloyede locating a player at the far end, but outward throwing. And not satisfied with himself for that poor control. Another shot and goal number 4. Goal number 4. They certainly are putting the game.
You don't scream when they score against the governor.
Demonstrating everything here today, and still again. And it's in it! Goal number 1. And Roger back to the field of play.
Having won their first match by a wide margin and enjoying the advantage of playing the very last round-robin game of the tournament, Cisco knew a draw could see them through, and that was the case against Interswitch, who came from a goal down to tie the match 1-1. And so emerged the finalists. Cisco finished top of the table with 4 points, separated by a slightly better goal difference from the National Sports Lottery. The goal conceded by Interswitch in their last match against Cisco cost them a place in the final as they fell behind NSL by a single goal on the chart. ARM also had similar setbacks, theirs more of a failure to score in their first match than any other thing. Team BRF and Ibero-American ended on 3 points each, while GTB and Oando failed to score any points. The final between Cisco and NSL produced no goals in regulation time, and so, had we the only way, sudden death penalties will decide the winners of the maiden Babatunde Raji Fashola Corporate Challenge. We didn't have to wait long, biting our nails in anxiety.
An NSL player shouting over the back and it's in the net. Beautiful goal, cleverly done by that player. If NSL should make their own. Now let's see if it can score. Moving back, taking his step 1, 2, 3. And ladies and gentlemen,
And Cisco!
they are the winner, first edition of Corporate Challenge. And look at it.
Have won it.
And in a grand fashion, they are the only team that did not concede any goal.
Excellent.
And they scored 6 times in 3 matches.
A powerful shot, but very well pushed away by the goalkeeper. Cisco are champions.
Exceptional. At Guaranteed Trust Bank, we realize that you are exceptional. That's why wherever we are, we're driven by the passion to exceed your expectations. Guaranteed Trust Bank. Wouldn't you rather bank with us?
This NSFPOS terminal don't change my levels. For my business, I know they carry cash again. Even my customers, they know they use cash again. NSA terminals, they help make Nigeria cashless. This go change the way we go they do business forever. You fit to play lottery, you fit to buy airtime, even sell, pay for goods, and plenty other things. Business just they move fast. My sister, don't worry. NSFPOS terminal strong well. Now always there.
Change. Powered by NSF. Now levels don't change. Oh. NSF. A passion for changing lives.
Lekki Concession Company. We see more than a road. LCC. Working together, we will make the difference.
Governor Fashola was understandably very elated by the turnout of sponsors and partners, while voicing his appreciation for the unprecedented level of support his government has enjoyed from the private sector.
My own modest way of expressing our government's immense gratitude to the corporate sector and the private sector for the tremendous support, the participation and the engagement that our government has received from the organized private sector in Nigeria. I think that with all sense of modesty, I would say no government in modern Nigeria has received the kind of support that our government has received, and we're very thankful for it. You've given us support with security, you've given us support with tax compliance, you've given us support with our beautification and green campaign, you've given us support with our educational growth system and so many areas. We're deeply grateful, and we hope that we can continue to count on your support.
The Team BRF captain also expatiated on the goals and gains of the events.
We can actually create family relation for ourselves and for our families. I'm particularly happy that we could bring the children, the kids, the wives to this one-day event. As we go forward, we will have to see whether it will be a challenge or a half-year challenge or an annual challenge. But we have taken the first step to show that it can be done. I believe that children of this generation have not had the opportunity of enough family time and attention. And the only recreation that seems to be the Nigerian recreation today is parties. But there are other forms of recreation such as this. And I hope that we can also move into other sports like basketball, volleyball, pitch soccer, where the whole family can be involved in a 1-day or 2-day challenge. We'll be looking at what we can create towards Easter and half year and as we go forward. We also hope that in some way we have provided an atmosphere for you to network with some of the public officials who were here, the commissioners, special advisors, and government officials at different levels. We think that this kind of evening or this kind of day out will break barriers of suspicion and mistrust. We get to know each other better over a weekend. And then when we meet on Monday, I will remember, oh, that was the guy that tackled me, and we can do business in the service of Lagos State for the whole week and get to go on. That was one of the objectives, and I hope that a lot of cards and telephone numbers and email addresses have been exchanged. And we will do more of this, as I said. Thank you very much for your time. I'm truly humbled by the outreach and the support. I think that our objective has been achieved.
Deji Tinubu, the managing director of Sportvision, and Dedoju Ademorosi of Astroturf 2000 say the success of the event shows the dream and vision of the Fashola administration for Lagos State is well and truly alive. But more strategic to the organizers is sports being used to push forward the mega city ambition of the state governments.
Infrastructure is first class. We look at the sporting culture, it's first class. We look at the kinds of revenue that sports brings in for the state or the country. It's very appreciable, and we said, you know, it's very, very important for Lagos to have that. You've got the talent here, you've got the raw material here. I think it's just harnessing and turning that into a veritable business venture. I think that's what we're trying to do.
It's a bigger vision about Lagos being a mega city. While the companies are financing and building bridges and roads, it's important that we should also remember that sports infrastructure for the community, for the kids, is just as important to accomplish. So it's not, building a mega city shouldn't just be about roads and houses and bridges and all the infrastructure we know will require transportation, but sports certainly should not be left behind.
The sponsors of the event are as delighted as the governor to have come together on a sporting platform to celebrate the gains of public-private partnership. A common factor uniting everyone is the charisma and dedication Governor Fashola brings to the job of making Lagos a truly mega city.
I believe that's very true. Again, like everybody can see, I don't think Lagos has gone through such a transformation in such a very short period, like it has done in the past 18 months. This could only be achieved by someone that has purpose, he has the zeal, he has the energy, and again, like everybody knows, he has a youthful energy. Clearly, he's a very focused person, right? And to the extent that he used to be a lawyer, his son, Senior Advocate of Nigeria for that matter, who a lot of us don't see as a politician. He's just somebody that wants to serve. He's just a real down-to-earth, purposeful human being that you can relate with on a one-on-one basis. Now, having identified that as his personal traits, it's easy for the private sector to partner with him. He knows exactly what you want, what your needs are. He knows how best to help the people, if you understand what I'm saying. You can relate with him as a contemporary, as a governor, as a brother, as a football, opponent. You can relate with him on all fronts. So really, meeting with him on the BRF front, the tournament, right, is just another opportunity to show how real this guy really is, how deep his thinking is, to the extent that I think the whole essence of of the championship really is to foster an informal relationship with the private sector, such that it's not only when you wear suit and tie that you can see him. You can see him, you know, I played against his team, and it was just a regular Joe Black. And honestly, I'm sure I speak for the younger generation. He's such a tremendous person, and as long as he stays the kind of person he is, I will push the best I can to make sure we partner with him.
We certainly agree with Governor Fashola's view about the support he's getting from the private sector. LCC is itself a clear example of that. I mean, we are Nigeria's first ever toll road concession, which is a public-private partnership with Lagos State. And you know that through that partnership, we're delivering new essential infrastructure along the Lekki Peninsula of Lagos State. So I think in that regard, our experience is definitely one that shows that Lagos is working. And frankly speaking, you can't do these sorts of things unless you have a government that you can work with essentially as a partner. I mean, that word partnership is very critical in PPPs. So we definitely support that view. Lagos State has a lot of good points about it right now.
As you well know, AIM has been involved in public-private partnership projects with the states. Obviously, the main one is the LCC project, the first PPP project in Nigeria. And even though we're a commercial organization, we're out there to make money, we also want to impact on the lives of people. And that project is not just a road project, it's to impact on people's lives. There's a huge expansion into that Lekki corridor right now, and we see that road as a transformation project. Now, it's not just the road, there are other things that we're working on as well. And because the government has decided to reverse this the situation where we had very little investments in infrastructure in the states, AIM sees itself as a supporter of those initiatives. And the government is actually doing the things that should have been done over the years. So he enjoys a tremendous amount of goodwill from all assembly. And you can actually see the result of what he's doing so far.
It's not only the BRF challenge. High-Tech is supporting all the events happening in Lagos. We consider ourselves that we are part of this community. We consider ourselves like a part of the big family, which is Nigeria. So it's normally to participate and to support all the events which is being held in Lagos State, or even in outside Lagos. We are ready to support. As I said before, we are part of this community. We consider ourselves like everyone. We are considering ourselves like we are part of this country. So for that reason, we are supporting. Why BRF? Because the best thing to send a message for all the population is to support the sport in all cases, because support will guide all the youth guys to be directed to the sport and to be far from from crimes and drugs and all this kind, which is which it will destroy any society. So the sport is one of these things that could help in the future the people to move forward. And if the public sector don't support such events, it means the sport will go back, and the crimes and the drugs and take their places with the people. So that's why we don't want it. For that reason, the sport, consider the sport is it's like we call it a gift from God. So we have to benefit from it.
Lekki Concession Company, we see more than a road. LCC, working together, we will make the difference.
This NSFPOS stamina don't change my levels. For my business, I don't dey carry cash again. Even my customers, they know they use cash.
The help will make Nigeria cashless. This go change the way we go they do business forever. You fit to play lottery, you fit to buy airtime, even sell, pay for goods, and plenty other things.
Business just they move fast. My sister, don't worry. NSAPOS stamina strong well. Now always there.
Change. Powered by NSN. Now levels don't change. NSN. A passion for changing lives.
Exceptional. At Guaranteed Trust Bank, we realize that you are exceptional. That's why wherever we are, we're driven by the passion to exceed your expectations. Guaranteed Trust Bank. Wouldn't you rather bank with us?
Some outstanding performances were rewarded. Dukbe Orefuja of NSL took home the Best Goalkeeper Award for keeping clean sheets in the 3 matches he played. Lekon Motai of Interswitch, with all 3 of his team's goals in the tournament, went home with the Golden Boot, while Morakinyo Salami of Cisco was the most valuable player.
It's a fantastic idea. It's a fantastic idea that must be institutionalized, so it happens every year. Okay. Very impressive. I love to win. I always want to win, so I'm quite disappointed that we didn't win, but the spirit of competing is all that matters, so I'm happy that we are here. Okay. Fantastic job, well done, excellent.
I think it's a very brilliant idea. The way the governor has been pushing development in Lagos State with emphasis on public-private partnership is something laudable, and if this can be continued and sustained, it's something we are very proud of. This being the first is impressive enough. I see this being an institutionalized kind of cup, more like the Oba Cup, Governor's Cup and all that. And if there's a better organization for next one, you have more private sector companies participating. We're involved with Lagos State in trying to help with infrastructural development. So any invitation from Lagos to have this kind of thing is always welcome by Cisco. Great job. At short notice, I'm very impressed. Fantastic job.
To excitement and fireworks in the air as Cisco are crowned champions. Award-winning hip-hop artist Banky W brought the curtains down with some of his popular hits. The second edition of the Brf Corporate Challenge, built for 2009, promises to be even bigger and better.